Well, look at this. The 30th day of May. We're just about on the verge of being halfway done. But first,
Mama said I ain't right, got a bad streak a mile long. Oh, my soul is black as night, what feels right is always wrong. Oh, I'm like a hard brain. Ain't no hero, honey, no angel face. Oh, I ain't no saint. Oh, I'm cold as fate. I'm sharp as steel. I slice you through. Too numb to feel, too hard to prove. Oh, I ain't no saint. Mama said, honey child, you walk a lonely mile with your serpent tongue, your diamond eyes, and blood dripping from your smile. Oh, you're like a hard break. Oh, I ain't no saint. Oh, I'm cold as fate. I'm sharp as steel. I slice you through. Too numb to feel, too hard to prove. Oh, I ain't no saint.
yep, you heard it right. I ain't no saint. Nothing better than a nice, relaxing song to start the day off. Welcome, everybody. It is the 30th of May. Currently 63 degrees and cloudy in West Central Texas. Weather, oh, I can't wait to get to that. Well, hey, think about it, we're almost less than 6 months away from Christmas. Better start doing your list making. Okay, good morning, everybody. Before I start going to chat and answering questions, let's see who all's here. Morning, Zed's Place. Good to see you. You're first. Be charming. Good morning. You're second, and you had to wait 30 minutes. Well, not quite 30 minutes, but you had to wait. Lady Casca, good to see you, darling. We've missed you. I know you've been busy. Hope things are going well for you and the family's all right. I see you're busy. And of course, we got some lurkers out there, and the rest will come on in when they can. See, B Charm is saying, I'm going to make a trip to Lowe's in a while to pick up some lumber to redo a park bench. Yippee! Hey, build me one too while you're at it. And bring me a cup of coffee, please. Just joking. I got a cup of coffee, cup of tea, and I'm eating leftovers from last night. Breakfast. Let's see. Be charming. How do I fix a copyright on a video? So I take it you posted the video and they gave you a copyright strike. Did you click on it to see what they said was wrong with it? Because I got copies, right notifications, but AI is like, oh, well, the owner lets you run it on YouTube with no problems. And if it's one of those that says that, don't worry about it. On the other ones, depending on what the copyright part is, the music or what. Oh no, emergency. Lady Casco left her copy in her kitchen this morning. Yikes. Party foul. On a Friday, too. Oh, what a way to start a weekend. You're going to be rushing home just to drink coffee when you get done with work today. I could tell. Mm. Love me some yeast biscuits, sorry. I am very hungry. Good morning, Lady D. How you doing? Okay, well, first and foremost, if you don't know Lady Casca, she's here. Everybody say hi to her if you don't know her. Say hi to her if you just want to be friendly and you do know her. Hey, but you'd probably have to go into your video and edit it and just the portion where the music's playing and just type in words instead. But you probably would rather get to Lady D. She could probably explain that one better for you. But so breakfast, the most important meal of the day. So I'm having leftover chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes and gravy, and some corn, and of course my yeast biscuits. Mm, yum yum yum. So originally last night I was going to order some Olive Garden since they deliver if you use a certain code word till you get a million orders in. And I tried that and it didn't work. I called the store and the store said, "Well, we can't do nothing. We have a contract with Uber Eats and we don't know what to tell you." I was like, "Well, you lost me as a customer. Bye, Alicia." Yep. So thanks Uber Eats. And I don't know how long Olive Garden's going to last if we advertising that. What do you call it? That you're delivering now, and then you can't even place your order, and that you do everything and try to place it, try to place it, try to place it, and it won't freaking take. And it's on the Olive Garden website, but they say it's not their problem; it's Uber's problem. I was like, yeah, that's why I go DoorDash. So I went over to DoorDash. I ordered from Logan's Roadhouse and ordered me something just as well. But now I know they haven't reached their million. Oh, believe me, I checked on that too. I was loaded for bear, and the young lady would not let me talk to the manager. So it's like, okay, that's fine. I got her name. I'll just personally go on there and tell the manager how dissatisfied I am and inconvenient and starving I was. And since I didn't get my food and I didn't get charged, they're losing me as a customer. And the manager knows who I am, so they're gonna be like, no, because I average about 300 a month at their restaurant when I take my kids there, but not anymore. So, oh well. Okay, so let's say try to me stuffing some more of the yeast biscuits. I forgot how good yeast biscuits are. I mean, yeah, it's kind of funny the way they set it up. I tried going to Uber Eats also, and they're having issues where they you couldn't order directly from them. You had to do it from the Olive Garden website, which I thought was stupid. She's like, okay, whatever, bye. So I tried everything, being a good customer, being patient, but when that young lady was like, "What? You're just shit out of luck" type attitude. I'm like, all right, because you won't be having a job here as soon as you lose more customers. But I don't know. Let's see. So, Lady D, do you know Lady Casca? So I think y'all are both in the same type of job field. I can't remember if y'all knew each other or not. But okay, let's see. Let's get to some um, news. Yesterday, we had our first tropical system start up just west of Mexico, south of California. And it's going to be moving north, and it's going to be adding rain and wind and all that other stuff to California, Arizona, and yeah, New Mexico. Yeah, there you go. But it probably won't be until Monday or Tuesday. While that's going on, the reason I'm putting that, I'm going to add this other one on there is, yeah, starting today through Saturday, according to Newsweek, there's health alerts out that the states and the weather companies are telling people not to drink any alcohol today and tomorrow because the temperatures in California, Nevada, Arizona are all going to be in triple digits. And the way alcohol affects the people, you won't know that you're in heat illness or heat sickness or anything else that could endanger a life. So I wonder how Las Vegas is going to do that because they like to let the alcohol flow. So yeah, we're sorry. You can gamble, but you don't get no free drinks because it's too hot outside. Even though we got air conditioning here. Dun dun dun. Well, they don't call them California raisins for nothing, Lady Castro. So, did you hear about the wildfires in Canada? Yeah. Well, supposedly they're so severe and so strong, the northern part of the U.S. is going to start being inundated with the smoke from the wildfires yet again this year. So be careful, keep an eye on it, and not only check the temperatures, and if you're going to get rain, snow, or whatever else you think is going to happen, yeah, check the air quality because the air quality is pretty bad, especially if you got elderly, very young, or people with breathing problems. They probably want to avoid going outside, especially with all that smoke. So, and needless to say, not one article had anything to do with yeah, climate change. Well, why not? They blame everything else on climate change. You know, and yes, there's going to be recalls, but I'm going to mention those afterwards. Just a few more minutes. I'm trying to find this other story. Hmm. Yeah, if you haven't had no rainstorms yet, oh boy, you're in for whoppers. We had a pretty decent one last night. I had tornadoes all around me, hitting towns and counties all around me. Rain, hail, everything else. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, I'm not going to mention that one. Not on a Friday. Maybe I will. Who knows? We'll see. Yeah, let's see. Just keep on. Yeah, just when you thought all the layoffs were dwindling down, Houston Chronicle posted yesterday that Houston-based Chevron is going to lay off nearly 800 workers in West Texas. Yeah. So when they run out of oil, they're going to be like, we need to hire people again, and nobody's going to want to go to them. Yeah. And of course, the stories I want to bring you, they're hiding them, so now I have to look for them. Good morning, Lovely Bobby. I glanced at sorry name while fighting with the stream. According to CNET, Ziploc and Rubbermaid are being sued. Yeah, you guessed it. For microplastics exposure. Hmm. Now, I grew up with Tupperware and all that. I think Rubbermaid made it, so I'm still here. So I don't know what the big deal is. According to Weather Fox, yesterday or last night, the Hawaii volcano erupted again and threw out a 1,000-foot lava fountain and ash plumes. Yeah, I don't think nobody's gonna be flying in Alaska. I mean, Hawaii or flying out. According to Daily Express, Ford recalls over 1 million, yes, I said 1 million popular vehicles over fear malfunction could cause a crash. You know, well, trust, what vehicles are they? Well, you'll have to go to dailyexpress.com to see if you own a Ford. Here's what might be involved. You let's see. I don't know that actor. Oh, yeah. Did I tell you about that tropical storm? Yeah. Yes, I did. So, according to WSB Atlanta, an undocumented Georgia student who was wrongfully pulled over says she's working to stay in the U.S. Now, she's undocumented. So that means she had no reason to be here. She didn't have no paperwork, no green card, no nothing else. And she's trying to claim, oh, they pulled me over and it was wrongfully pulled over. Well, yeah, she's not from this country. How does she know our laws so well? Hmm. And why she, the way they put it undocumented, it sounds like she didn't have a student visa either. So keep an eye on that one. I'm thinking that's going to be a fake one, like half the other ones they've been putting out lately with AI, just to make everything look bad, get people to protest or do stupid stuff like they've been doing on the streets. But hey, I could be wrong. I don't know. Good luck trying to find a PhD expert that could tell you anything different. But as every day goes by, more crimes are committed. And one happened this past week that really ticked me off. Did you hear about the Colorado Springs Academy graduate? She was home somewhere between Fort Worth and Dallas. She was out at the lake canoeing in her little canoe by herself. I think it was a kayak. And some people were erratically driving us speed Sea-Doo type craft. Well, they turned around and they ended up hitting this young lady that was a graduate from the Colorado Springs Air Force Academy, and ended up leaving and splitting, getting back on shore and jumping in another person's vehicle and taking off. Well, this military graduate died. There's nothing that they could do. When they finally got there and got her out of the water, she had already died. Well, police got information about the truck that the individuals got in, and went to the house, and they went in and got him. Guess what? The young lady driving that Sea-Doo was illegal. The person that was driving the vehicle as a getaway vehicle was illegal. The only one that they have not listed anything out on yet is the passenger that was riding with the illegal alien on the Sea-Doo. And they're still thinking if they're going to press charges with her or not, but the young lady's going to be charged with manslaughter. Now, if her ass would have stayed in her own freaking shitty ass country, we'd still have another military person alive and serving our great country. But because of these freaking, I'm not even going to say it, I'll let you insert words there, what you think they are. You know, the audacity to be here illegally and then kill somebody and run away. Hello. And I really hate to say it, but she's got a lawyer that's going to try to fight it. How can you fight it? You're not supposed to be here. You're speeding. You're probably either on drugs or alcohol. They won't confirm that because, the charges and all that. So we have to wait. And, yeah. So they get her a manslaughter. Yeah. Good luck. Some people in Dallas and Fort Worth are calling for the death penalty. Forget manslaughter. When are we going to finally set the example? But I'm going to stop on that news story right there, and let me see what else. Yeah. Oh, and another lady supposedly had been here for in the country about 5 decades, 50 years. She had a green card. Yeah. I don't know if you heard this on national news or not, but she'd flown out of the country with one of her daughters, and then they flew in Hawaii. Yeah, yeah. And they snagged her. And they don't tell you the whole story, and I'm getting more of the story than anybody else is getting from mainstream media. Well, years ago, she committed a crime, and didn't harm nobody. Well, it did financially. It did. She embezzled and scammed people out of money and all that. She got caught. She ended up doing her sentence and all that. Unfortunately, none of it was jail time. And yeah, that stayed on her record. And she's fighting it that because they're trying to deport her when she has a green card. Well, a lot of people don't really understand the immigration law. A green card does not protect you in this country. You commit a crime that harms somebody else, it doesn't say physically, but harms somebody else, you will lose your protected status as a green card holder, and sayonara. Yeah. But they're trying to make it a big old thing like immigration's wrong. She didn't do nothing wrong. Like half the other ones, they get freaking snagged. Oh, you're separating our family. He's not MS-13. Even though he's got tattoos, he's been convicted and all that other stuff, and he's a citizen of another country. Yeah, mainstream media, tell it straight. We can't tell it straight. Now, you know what I want to do? I want to see these politicians that keep going over to Venezuela trying to visit this guy. Who's paying for his plane tickets? I think he's going over there and doing something illegal. He's probably bringing back some stuff that we'll end up finding in his office or something. Probably. I don't know. It's a possibility, but taxpayer money should not pay for anything he thinks that he needs to do to go down there, especially since the individual is a citizen of Venezuela. The stupid judges, and I call them stupid judges because they can freaking put a bench warrant out for me. I ain't going. They have no freaking control over my ass. Their court stops at the freaking door unless I committed a crime, and I didn't commit no crime. But the stupid judges are like, well, you need to bring him back. Well, you can't. Even their president freaking tried telling everybody on national news, live. He can't do anything. He can't deport a citizen out of his country, and we can't freaking get a citizen of another country and bring him back over here when he was illegal in the first place. So, yeah, he's still in Venezuela. Where? Who knows? But I guarantee he's not in the prison. And if he is, he's the one that they're not going to find for a while. That representative went back down there with others and tried to see him again. And the Venezuela prison basically told them they needed the proper paperwork to be able to go in and see him, and he threw a fit. You know who I am? I don't give a flying monkey's butt who you are. That has nothing to do with our country. Think about it. I'm really tired of these politicians that think they're above everything else, that they have privileges that they don't have. It's just a title. You work for the people. Before anything else, get your head, put it back in your butt, because until you realize it's our tax money that pays your salary. No. That's why the Democrats have killed democracy. There ain't no democracy in this country. I never believed there was. I freaking believe we're a capitalist freaking country. We are a republic, and could add other words in there. The Democrats only added the word democracy in there because they were mad that we're a republic and the Republican Party, because liberals and Democrats don't realize that Republican Party didn't do the Republic part. That was the writers of the Constitution. But what do I know? It's in the Library of Congress. You don't need a PhD to freaking sign up and be able to get access to all the stuff that's in there. And with 3/4 to plus of the population that's too lazy to read, to educate themselves, yeah, the future of our country is in a downspin if people don't start learning how to read and actually doing it. Okay, let's get back over here. Let's see, the recalls are going to come up. Okay, yeah, Evening Standard saying U.S. tomatoes urgently recalled over reasonable probability of death. This is from the eveningstandard.com. They posted 47 minutes ago. It's the ones I was trying to wait for, the ones that are less than an hour. Okay, let's see if they're going to even list. Still the same company. They must have freaking delivered a lot of tomatoes everywhere. Ongoing recall tomatoes are from Williams Farm Repack LLC. Has now been upgraded to a Class 1 recall by the U.S. FDA, or the FDA, as most people understand it. Company first recalled tomatoes on April 30th over fears they were contaminated with salmonella. At the time of the voluntary recall, the South Carolina-based company said there were no related illnesses reported. Defective tomatoes were shipped to 3 U.S. states, namely Georgia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. They were in 53 packed trays, tomatoes distributed, as well as 77 10-pound boxes and poured them in 1960-count 2-layer boxes. And if you don't know grocery stuff, they usually put them in these bigger boxes before they take them out, and then they put them, make it look all nice and all that on the grocery store without any boxes. Okay, customers should not consume the tomatoes and should return them for a full refund, according to the FDA. And they also say Class 1 recall is a situation where there is reasonable probability that the use of or exposure to a violent product will cause serious adverse health consequences or death. So basically, the FDA is saying return it or throw it away. Because, yeah, you got a real strong possibility of dying. And I know in the previous one this week, I did post on the symptoms if you get salmonella poisoning. And let me see if I can get it out. Try to do it again. Because salmonella is an organism which can cause serious or sometimes fatal infections in young children or elderly people. Symptoms include diarrhea, abdominal pain, vomiting, nausea, and fever. It's important to contact your healthcare provider if you display any of these symptoms. Yeah. So next time you're reaching for the Pepto, you may want to be picking up the phone and calling your healthcare provider instead, especially if you ate tomatoes from this recall in one of these 3 states. Okay, let's go back to check real quick. Yeah, be charming. You need to go to the FDA website, the USDA website, where the recalls are listed, and they have more details there. Like I said, mainstream media only puts what they want to make it easy, and most people just want to hear it. So, they say, "Oh, it was a Disneyland," and everybody that picker watches mainstream media be like, "Oh no, tomatoes from Disneyland! Oh no," because they don't give the full story. So that answers yours, Lady Casca. Thanks for being here. Thank you for making our morning brighter. Hopefully you don't get too busy. Hopefully you get some coffee in you and have a blessed and wonderful weekend. Prayers for you also. Let's see. You stop consuming nightshades, tomatoes, peppers, potatoes, and eggplants. Yeah. Um, Jalapeno peppers, you can still eat. Potatoes, be very picky on those. Tomatoes, same thing. Just gotta be growing yourselves. That won't be too bad. They are healthy for you. When you get to the age of 60 or older, especially if you're a male, you're gonna want to eat the tomatoes. That helps you with your manly parts to keep it healthy as you get older. Eggplants, I don't. I eat them only one way, and they're fried. But as you get older too, they tell you avoid eggplants. So, and they definitely say avoid like green bell peppers and all that. So I understand that one. Yep, exactly like Bobby. That's why we grow our own. You know what you put in your cell and everything else. Alrighty, let's see. Yeah, caught up in everything. Good morning, Mike. Ooh, hold on. Oh, here's something that just got dropped by Fox News about 15 hours ago. Yeah, the illegal aliens got arrested in death of the Air Force cadet that I mentioned had suitcases packed and ready to flee. Yeah, well, they're innocent. Yeah. Okay, and according to Crone, San Francisco, I believe that is either news station or a radio station, KRON, San Francisco, consuming cannabis edibles could be more harmful than you think, UCSF study says. Well, on that note, the Texas legislature has passed a ban on all hemp products. Yeah, in the state of Texas. So a lot of people aren't too happy, but hey, like I tell the illegals, you don't like it, go somewhere else. Just get the pluck out of the state. Yeah. Do you like spaghetti? Do you just make it one way because you don't know how else to make it? Well, go to the cookingbooty.com. The cookingfoodie.com. They got the 9 best spaghetti recipes. That's right, 9 of the best spaghetti recipes. So you can learn how to make it more than just boiling it, straining it, and then plop it on a plate and put in either butter or some store bought tomato sauce. Yeah. Try a new way to eat it. Hell, try a new version of spaghetti. Why not? Okay, according to the Independent, a mom was arrested for kicking kids out of a car during a drive home. Then she decided to call the cops and reported them missing hours later. Yeah. Yeah. She must have been smoking some of that hemp stuff. Trying to see what's. Yeah. Ravenport, Louisiana. After May 20th incident, which she allegedly forced her two young children, ages 11 and 12, out of her car, according to the reports. Yeah, when the kids didn't show up when she wanted them to, yeah, she tried to report them missing. Now that's more abandonment, neglect, and abuse, and a couple other things, lady. Good luck to you. Yeah. Well, what's she thinking? Cooking booty. No, foodie. Sorry, Foodie. Hey, Tommy Gunn, trading cards. Good morning. How you doing? Oh, you like Paul Newman's sauce? Well, let's keep it clean, and I hope you're talking about the dressing and the spaghetti sauce that's next to the dressing. Yeah, the Alfredo sauce too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Most likely, that's usually one of the indicators. Life of Bobby. They keep changing their story. Then, yeah. Man, if you didn't know it, come July 1st in Texas, when you buy a car, used or new or anything else, you ain't getting no paper plate no more. Yeah. So I don't know what the dealership's going to do. They haven't mentioned what they're doing, but yeah, paper plates going to be completely illegal because there's been too many illegals and criminals. Yeah, getting caught not only in the state but other states. Yeah, and finding out that car was stolen. Yeah. So they're cracking down on it, which I think is a good thing. Why have a paper plate? You know? They just had one. Let's see, what's today? Today is Friday. I think it was Tuesday. They pulled over a couple of guys. Yeah, they fit the description of being illegal. Came to find out the driver was illegal. And yeah, he was driving a van. Yeah, and guess what? When they opened up the van, there's a bunch of illegals in the back. Yeah, he was transporting illegals in a white van with paper plates that didn't make no sense. He had one paper plate in the front and one in the back. They didn't match. Hmm. And when they arrested the individual because he was undocumented, like all of his passengers, they ended up finding Louisiana plates underneath the jacket in the front seat. Yeah. Well, that's part of the problem with these paper plate things. You can sort of just print them at home and yeah, and then try to use them. I don't know about this. I'm gonna have to go check it out because according to LatinTimes.com, they're 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 clickbait. Mexican president demands U.S. explains deals with terrorist cartel figures amid extradition push for El Mini or Lake or whatever. You know, Trump just needs to say, "Speak English. I don't understand you. You can't demand shit. This is our country. These people we made deals with were extradited to our country. They're wanted. They're making deals so we can get others. Why do you need to know about your cartel that you obviously are working for? Have you heard of all the officials? Lately, the mayors and others in her administration have been whacked. Yeah, the cartel's been whacking a lot of people. So she's really nervous. So she has nothing to freaking talk about. Now, I don't notice I am not mentioning the cartel names. And it's not out of respect or anything else. It's like, yeah, that info, because court case is still going on, you can't mention it. Something mainstream media doesn't understand. You know, they abuse the freedom of information to find out stuff immediately, even before the court has gone through, and they need to freaking start locking that crap down. You know? So, yeah, it was so bad this past weekend. They had a Mexican band. I wish it'd freaking come back up again. Had a Mexican band, sort of well known, played weddings and all that other stuff. And Reynosa, Mexico, just close to the border of the U.S. Well, they all got kidnapped about 10 o'clock at night when they were on their way to perform somewhere. Well, they discovered the bodies and all that. They were whacked. The band's name was Guapo something or another. That's all I remember on the story as far as the thing. But they were all executed, and there's a lot of people been getting executed, and they're all blaming the cartels. Is it the cartels? Possibly. Is it serial killers? Possibly. Is it copycats? Possibly. We don't know. That's another country. And why do I mention that? Because on Friday, last Friday, a young lady, another Mexican national, she was at her, what do you call it, beauty salon. She's a TikTok influencer, or was, should I say. She started doing a stream live, and you could see the story in the video, but it won't show you the part you're probably wanting to see. But a young lady was showing gifts that she got. She got a stuffed animal pig, and she thought it was cute and all that. And then he saw her demeanor change because supposedly her attacker was a gentleman who walked in her beauty salon. Yes, it was open during working hours. He pointed a gun on her and fatally shot her. So yet another influencer is down. That's why I say influencers, you need to watch it. You know, you get all these people who like to show their face all the time, and they talk about being gray man, and they talk about, oh no, they're going to nuke and all this other stuff. And you usually hit something on the head. Why are you showing your face? Why are you telling their location? You know, you can clearly see this young lady when you see the video. She went from being happy to being scared, like she knew that person before they shot her. So another tragedy, but another influencer, if you want to call it influencer. I never saw anything of hers, but she's did hair and makeup and all that. So you know, why would I be watching do that? So let's go. Hey, see Happy Chappy, how you doing, brother? Sorry, I'm catching back on the stream. Our friends set her up. See, I haven't freaking been following it. I usually just keep track of how many YouTuber, TikTok, Instagrammers get whacked a year, and you'd be surprised how many get whacked every year. They piss off somebody, they say something wrong, or another, and they're involved in stuff. Beach Harvest getting rain, woohoo! And everybody else talk about Mexican parties and neighbors. Yep. See, and those should be celebrating because I have no problem they want to freaking hag, you know, have their parties and all that. Hell, I grew up with that culture. I grew up in South Texas, so believe me, I understand. Hell, I lived in a city that freaking celebrated probably the best freaking fiesta, a week long fiesta thing. I think now it's 2 weeks long, you know. So you get a lot of that cultural stuff. But, as the neighbors, even though they get loud, they invite the whole neighborhood. They will personally go over, even if they don't know you, invite you to come over because they don't want, for one, it's out of respect, out of the culture. And for two, think about it. Keep your neighbors happy, cops don't get called. Yeah. Tommy's like, yeah, I don't mind it either as long as they invite me over for tacos. Well, darn well they're going to have tacos. They're going to have a pig roast. They're going to have a lot of things. Lady Casca, I really want some cookies. No, Lady Casca, you know what? You need to have something really, really healthy instead of cookies. You need to have a melon, maybe some strawberries, some green tea. Ain't that right, Lady D? It'll hydrate you. It'll fill you up, and it's just enough sweet, but it doesn't spike your blood sugars. Yeah, I'm not ragging on Lady Casca. I would take some cookies too, even though I know they're bad for me and I shouldn't because my blood sugar would just go phew. I'll escape the planet faster than SpaceX could freaking launch if I had cookies. So, yeah. Melons, strawberries, grapes, and plums for me, please. Gotta watch the grapes, though. Only a few. That will spike your sugar. Okay, let's see. Let me get back to see if there's going to be more recalls. Talk about all the illegals, all the killings, all the other stuff. Yeah, so I guess some people got mad because Trump decided to pardon the Christies. Now, I don't remember why they went to jail, but yeah, I can understand why some people would, but it's probably the liberals or the Democrats. It's probably they got mad because they pardoned the Christies, but they didn't pardon the other ones that were illegally paying universities to get their kids in, you know, and they wanted them to freaking be. Yeah, certain part, let's see, 2, 3 days ago, certain parts of central Texas during the storms we had, besides tornadoes, they had about a foot, and I'm talking about a foot of hail on the ground. Yeah, they needed the winter machines to clear the streets and stuff. That's how much hail they had. So be lucky if you only got rain and it didn't flood, because it could be worse. All right, here you go. I knew this was going to come up. This is coming from Health Day, healthday.com. They posted about an hour ago. Hormel recalls over 2,500 and 6,000 pounds of canned beef stew. Waiting for the story to open up. They're recalling the canned beef stew due to possible wood fragments. The wood just makes it crunchier. All the thousands of pounds of product were sold across the U.S. No injuries have been reported, but consumers should throw out affected cans. I'm trying to see. The recall product is sold in 20-ounce metal cans labeled Dinty Moore beef stew. Affected cans have the following details printed on the can. Best by date, February 2028. Lot code T02045. Lot code T02045. And then they have an establishment number of EST 199G, as in golf. So think about it. If you need that, you can go back and look at healthday.com or go to the USDA website where they got all the recalls and all the information on all these, to include probably more than what I am reporting here. But at least I tell you where to go to get more of the story. Well, that's what I would think, Lady Casca, because I've never seen an unhealthy woodpecker unless it got shot by a BB gun. Laughing Bobby. They're not passing wood chunks as beef? Yep, have a good one, Tommy. We'll see you this evening. Oh, yeah, chores done. Yeah, you got to wash the dishes, take the trash out, walk the dogs, and don't forget to dust and vacuum. And if you start singing the song You Want to Be Free, like Freddie Mercury did in Queen, then I'm going to start worrying about you, Tommy. Have a blessed day. See you tonight on your stream. And I'm trying to say la 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 la. Okay, and here's one coming from the Associated Press. This happened 12 hours ago. Bernard Carrick. Don't recognize the name. He was the person that led the NYPD on 9/11. Before prison and pardoned, has died at age 69. Prayers for his family. I don't know. I don't remember what the reasons were for his prison and his pardon, but hey. Oh, since Beach Harmon's here, I'm going to go ahead and do this one. Beach Harmon, check out Irish Star or check your weather channel. Probably not the weather channel per se, but check your local weather channel because the Irish Star is reporting Florida on alert for massive Sierra dust storm. As images show, huge cloud is approaching Florida. Yeah. Thank you, Africa. We can count on you to always send it every year. Florida usually gets hit first. But you know what else happened? When our storms started kicking up yesterday, we had a massive, freaking massive dust storm. It had been so dry here that all the wind and all that before the rain and all that started. Oh yeah. Even the weather weather chasers, storm chasers, whatever, the tornado hunters, whatever you want to call them, are even saying, man, it's like the Sahara dust, but that's not the Sahara dust. This is just the freaking dust from New Mexico and Texas. And the wind. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really. I'm going to look at this one because this one's coming from ABC News. Car crashes through roof again. Well, if this is an ongoing occurrence, it's a video, so I won't be able to show it. But you can go check out ABC News and just type in car crash through roof again. I guess they may be situated by a highway or something, and another one goes off the highway into a roof. And it looks like the roof was fixed from the previous one. Oh, yeah. And there's another one that just, oh, yeah, with the whole lip. That sucker was speeding on that highway. But that is, that's a Veterans Hall in Excelsior Springs, Missouri. And the first one happened a few months ago, and now we have another one. Yeah, and this one was, it was a couple of teenagers. They're fleeing police. They are going so fast they lost control, and they went from, yeah, they did both sustain injuries, but nothing life threatening. So after they're taken care of, they were given a nice jury to put on and escorted to a new permanent residence that they're going to probably be staying at. Yeah. They meet the new landlord, and then, yeah. Yeah, this is coming from Fox News. The sort of good news, they got a puppy in a cage, and he's adorable. Wish I could show without getting a copyright, but the headline is Family Puppy Ruled Out as Causing Death of a 1 month old. A 1 month old girl was found dead with dog bites on her face in New York City on Tuesday. Did not die from those bites, the city chief medical examiner said. Yeah. So they're trying to blame the puppy for killing the girl, which to me doesn't make no sense. Puppy was probably The baby was probably in distress after the puppy was trying to get somebody's attention, as most animals do, even that young. Oh, excuse me while I stretch for a second. Oh, okay. Now back to the news. Hey, do you like camping? Do you like hiking? If you do, check out rightliving.com. Rightliving.com. Their clickbait is camping and hiking spots you should never visit in the U.S. Yeah, it's probably those places you've heard of them, national parks and all that, where people end up missing and they never find them. Yeah, yeah. So you might want to do that and make sure you write down the list and say, hey, we're never going to these places. And if somebody tries to take you to go camping or hiking on one of those spots, I would probably tell like 10 people, to include the cops, that you're going there. If you don't say no, and yeah, be very suspicious of the person taking you to that spot. Here's one. The Independent's reporting a Florida woman accused of stealing family mementos from cemetery graves got caught on camera. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. Yeah, people place stuff, you know, on tombstones, by a grave and all that, like flowers and all that. Yeah, it's probably not meant for you just because you're walking by. Okay, I like this one here from CNBC. Like I say, mainstream media, they don't tell you the whole story. You heard all the reports of bitching and complaining and everything else about student loans. How Biden was trying to continuously, even against the Supreme Court, try to find a way to forgive all the student loans for people that were his buddies and the kids instead of taking care of everybody. You know, where they're putting their calculators, you could be repaying student loans for 30 years under GOP plan. It's indentured servitude, experts say. Well, no, because the GOP didn't tell you to get those student loans, for one. And for two, stop trying to get a PhD in basket weaving. You can't get a freaking job. You borrow the money, you got to repay it. Not the GOP. You do. And all these freaking people on TikTok are saying, I ain't going to pay it. I ain't going to do this. I ain't going to do that. Just like that lady just recently came out. Oh, they're going to take my food and all that, my food stamps and all that. It's your job as the taxpayers to support me. I'm not going to get no job. Well, your ass going to be living on the streets. You're going to be going hungry. She was very proud. If you know which one I was talking about, she's very proud that yeah, she hasn't worked a day in her life. She's making everybody else pay for it. Those they need to make a law. You're going to do that now. Make them lose their citizenship automatically, and you're going to be a person without a country. Let's see where you can get food stamps and all that other crap from. We ain't got no country. Yeah. I guarantee she will grow up real quick after bitching, complaining, and kicking and screaming. Oh no. This is being reported by CNN. Remember those cute commercials of the kids, all dressed up like they're board members? And the company was Haribo. And basically, on the commercial, they had it where it was gummy bears. But yeah, Haribo recalls some products in the Netherlands. The only reason I mention that is because, like, yeah, everything else, what happens overseas eventually comes over here. Well, Haribo's recalling some products in the Netherlands after cannabis is found in the candy. Oops. They mixed up where to put the stuff. Okay, if you want, I reported on this, I don't know, 3, 4 days ago. But now we have frontpagedetectives.com. Thousands of sheep grazing under solar panels experience unexpected changes that could reshape farming. So basically, they're, eating stuff underneath the solar panels. And I'm guessing the way they wrote the clickbait that those animals' DNA was changed and yeah, they're evolving into something else. Maybe the Terminator. Who knows? Dun dun dun. Okay, Supreme Court. This is coming from CNN reporting 23 minutes ago. Supreme Court allows Trump to suspend deportation protections for immigrants from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. Dun dun dun. And other courts are still trying to challenge him on the tariffs, deportations, and everything else. But, when is the Supreme Court going to, hey, we are the law of the land? Not the freaking federal court, not the little county or city court. We're the ultimate ones. Yeah. And he starts smacking some of those away. But that's part of the thing. The judges think they're above everything else. You have to listen to me. No, you don't. And I'm not saying anything else new on the freaking thing. I'm going to go back to chat, see what y'all want to talk about, any questions and stuff like that. Maybe we'll talk about the lady that stole the family mementos from the cemetery. Okay, let me go up. Trying to see where I left off. Yeah, those cheese shakers. Yep. Hold on. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. PBS has gone downhill, especially since they lost their grant money. And so much so that they got rid of Sesame Street, but that's okay. Netflix picked up Sesame Street. They'll be showing all the past shows, and they'll still be showing the new shows, I believe, on PBS for a time being. But I'm pretty sure they're going to turn around and cancel it eventually. Yep, Lady D, I do the same thing. I look on YouTube and AccuWeather and all that as far as for weather. Uh, yeah, but Lady D, yeah, with her saying you saw the video, she gets 4,000 in food stamps. You know darn well she was selling it for a lower price to get cash. A lot of those people do that. And then, of course, the liberals and the Democrats, oh, they're going to cancel Medicare. They're going to cancel food stamps. I agree to cancel Medicare and Social Security and all this other shit for the illegals. They come over here and that's all they're living large. And then when the people that finally get to retire with Social Security or get into Medicare, they can't get in or they don't have any benefits because they used up by the illegals. So yeah. As far as food stamps, I agree. If you're an able-bodied person, you should be able to work. Some people don't. Work. Yeah. I think there should be a time frame. People are hurting, but more people are hurting now, supposedly, than anything else. But a single woman or a woman that's been on the system for freaking 10, 15 years, I'm pretty sure there's guys out there. So when I say woman, I'm just talking about the one that did the video throwing a fit. She's not going to work, and we just got to suck it up. No, she just needs to freaking get kicked out, and she can suck it up somewhere else. Hopefully, she knows how to fish or dumpster dive and get all her free food dumpster diving if she doesn't get caught. And even the Democrats and liberals complain about the plan that the Republicans tried putting in, which kind of made sense. If they're not going to work, then they should be doing like 80 hours community service. Of course, I didn't get to read the whole thing, but they had like 80 hours in there. And I believe, they try to say, a week, 80 hours a week, and you're only working 40 hours. Well, if you don't want to work, 80 hours, it's not going to be a week. It's probably for the month because they're so disabled or whatever else. So they can't do anything. Guess what? They can go do community service. They can go answer the phones at old folks' home. You know, there's stuff out there that they could do. Yeah, they're not going to get paid for it, but in a way they do if they're getting food stamps. We need to break this. Yeah, mama does it, then the daughter does it, then the granddaughter does it. Now they need to put a time frame. You're going to get help. We're going to help you for this amount of time. You better figure it out while you're getting help. And then when you're off it, tough shit. We didn't tell you to have all the kids. We didn't tell you to freaking have a freaking brand new Escalade and, you know, you're drinking and all that other crap. And that's the problem with a lot of people now. They're complaining, oh, I lost my job. I can't do this. I can't do that. That's because they've been living beyond their means. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've lived way beyond my means before. But, now that I've learned not to. I have bills, trying to pay them down and get rid of them because the more I pay down my bills I don't have, the more money I can have and save that I can use later. These people don't get it. Well, people need help. They need to do it. No, get a job. And it's gotten so bad that these new generations like, I'm just going to be an influencer. Yeah. How long is that going to last? Yeah, they weren't too happy when they were told that Mr. Kennedy was going to take stuff off, do this list and put them on there that you can't get your soda waters, you can't get your beer, you can't get your potato chips, all the unhealthy stuff taken off the food thing that they cannot use to buy food stamps. Oh, they really threw a fit on that one. I had to laugh. Yeah. Gee, does that mean that the lady that's getting the food stamps or the dad that's getting the food stamps, you know, needs to learn how to cook healthy meals and feed their family correctly? And, oh, gee, that means they got to learn. Hmm. Yeah, I don't think she had freaking that many kids. I think she had like two kids, maybe three the most. She was probably claiming the neighbors' kids too. Half the people that gotten kicked off have been arrested for fraud too. So you don't hear them. They throw their fit and all that. Then they go to court, and then you don't hear about them anymore on social media because they're sitting in jail. Oh, you want food stamps? Well, here you're gonna have bread and water. Enjoy your meal. Oh, and you got to break rocks too because you are gonna work. Yep. And I understand that one, Life with Bobby. There's people that do need it, and there's ones that don't. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing. If you could prove that you have the need, disabilities and all that, I understand. Believe me, I worked at a food bank. We delivered free freaking food to people, and they had food stamps and all that. And they did have disabilities. And they couldn't move around much, and it wasn't nothing fake because I would see them out in the community too. I still see them every once in a while here. So believe me, there are people out there that really do need the help, but then there's others that no. It's time for your car to get repo because you shouldn't have a car. If you can't afford food, you shouldn't have a freaking brand new car. Bottom line. Man, you got more stamps than I did. When I was unemployed looking for a job, I was pounding the street. They'd say, you need to do this. I couldn't even get unemployment because I had a retirement check, according to them. Yeah, my retirement check was like $400. And I was supposed to pay rent, medical, feed the kids, and everything with $400. Yeah. So, see, and that's one thing too. I heard a lot of people complain. Oh, community service. Yeah, you can go work at the food bank. You clean the cans donated. You can help package and all that other stuff. Oh, I got to get dirty. I got to be there at what time? I don't even get up till 11. I was like, yeah, that's part of your problem. It's what you want versus what you need. And it's time to take away the wants and let them realize the needs. And then they realize, hey, there's a lot of people that are homeless that could really use the help more than they need. But they don't care. They just think about themselves. And you, the taxpayers, got to take care of it. Just suck it up. Yeah, right. Exactly, be charming. The intention is to help, not support. That's why I think they need to do away with welfare altogether. When we had the Great Depression, I understand. And don't get me wrong, everybody say we're in a recession now. They haven't proved it to me yet. We're in the throes of people losing their jobs, having to find something else. They do not want to do the menial tasks. Some money's better than no money, especially when they ain't finding a job and they're expecting to get paid more than what they're worth or their skill set's worth. And yeah, think about it. They live well beyond their means. Like I say, they put themselves in it. Nobody should be getting them out of it. Helping them to stay on their feet and feed their family is one thing, but yeah. Well, Lady D, we never said there's people that were smart out there, and then they get mad because they get all this hate stuff. Well, it's because a lot of people are tired of their crap. Yeah, and when they do get caught, the video is evidence. They can get charged for fraud, and when they do, which guess what? Dun dun dun. They go to jail. But my kids, you're separating us. You committed the crime. Now, time to do the time. You separated yourself by becoming a criminal. You know? I'm still waiting to start hearing that one. And here's one thing a lot of people don't freaking realize. And some probably do, and they don't mention it, but I'll mention it here. Did you know we have homeless kids going to public school? And I'm talking about from middle school and high school. Some even in college. They're homeless. They got no place to go, but they go to school. Now, the kids, some are inspired. They're going to learn. They got to get better. There's no way out of it. There's nothing to do anyway. Their friends are there. They can get a meal and stuff like that. And the system and the state helps. But where do the parents go? Where are the parents? And it's pretty sad. That's why I worked at the food bank, and we dealt with that. We made bag lunches and all that because we didn't like the school system as crappy it was at the time. They fixed it now, but before it was like, oh, your parents haven't paid your lunch. Here's 2 pieces of bread and some cheese. And that's the ones that can afford the food. Oh, I'm talking about the ones that don't have their parents, don't know where they're at. They don't live in a shelter. They live out in the woods by the school, you know, trying to get them into shelters, trying to identify them, but you got to do that very carefully too, because the kid might take it as a threat. We don't until they know the kid and talk to him and everything else. You don't want to scare them where they disappear and don't come back. And it may take a little bit of time. They're more comfortable being out in the woods versus being put in with another family. We don't know if they were abused or not until they get medical attention and everything else and know which way to go. And some people would be like, "Oh, you just need to get them off the street. That's the first thing you need to do." Well, some kids don't trust the system because they were abused in the system. So you got to remember that. Yeah, Lady D, here, our colleges, we got several colleges. The only one that has homeless here are in a community college. So they don't get a room and all that. So, if they living in their car, living in the woods or anything else like that. So, but they do have a food pantry thing where they can go every day and get some food and take it with them so they can eat and stuff. And yeah, which is pretty nice till the weather gets really bad. But those are a whole lot easier to try to get into some way, a halfway house or something else, just to, you know, have them a place to stay and everything else. We do have a big organization here. It's called Ben Ritchie's Boys Ranch. It's been called that because initially, when they first started way back in the 50s, 60s, they only took care of boys at the time because they had a big influx of boys being abandoned versus girls. But now they take care of both. And the ones that have siblings, boys and girls, they usually set up with families, a mother and a dad, and they have these houses where they stay at on the property. And the kids that are just single, like the boys or girls, they got wings in these buildings that take care of them. They go to school, they get their health care and everything else until we can get them adopted or, help them with their needs. But that's really expensive too. That's why Ben Ritchie's been doing that for the longest time. And if it wasn't for the community and the donations and the chili cook-off competitions and everything, the fundraisers, they wouldn't be able to do that. So you'd be surprised how many kids. And I'm only talking about here locally. I could just imagine the major cities, the other states, and everything else. They're out there. Yep, Lady D. That the cheese, and that was one of the biggest things that the kids used to get bullied and everything else because all they got was bread and some cheese. They get picked on by other kids, get bullied. Ha ha! Your family couldn't afford to pay for lunch. That's you know, what's a piece of cheese and two pieces of bread going to do to keep that kid mentally motivated to finish school for the day? And that was the biggest thing that wanted over in court. That's like, no, they get to keep the meal. And we had people, some that are really well off, and other business owners that thrown in the funds, and they show up every month and they pay. And they don't only pay the ones that the parents haven't been paid for. They just okay, how many accounts have not been paid this month? And they'll say 100, and they'll just straight out pay 100 accounts to make it full. So that's cool that the community takes care of the kids. And if you knew how many schools and all that we have here, oh my God, you'd be surprised. Now, when I was in other states, stationed in the military and all that, never heard about this in these other states. So I don't know if they finally got programs or not, but pretty sure some don't have the programs. The kids are just being left behind even more. When Johnny and Betty can't read, maybe it's because they're getting fed cheese sandwiches because their parents can't afford to pay the lunch. Well, that's awesome if the state's got that going on. See, more states need to do that. Instead of worrying about paying a teacher more money because she thinks she's or he's more qualified than everything else, this is what we need to do. We need to fix the school system. Each teacher needs to be tested every so few years. We'll use example math. And if they can't freaking keep up with the math stuff, then how can they teach it? Now, listen to my reasoning on it. We just went 4 years with Biden and his mental capacity. Who checks the mental capacity of the teachers? Think about it. That's why you need the freaking testing. No, we're testing the kids. Why are we testing the kids? We need to be testing the teachers. I mean, nurses need to have education every year to keep their stuff up to par and everything else. Teachers should too. You could tell me only medical has new updates of things they need to do, and teaching and all that doesn't. Hmm. If a teacher wants to get paid what a nurse gets paid, then the teacher needs to do what the nurse has got to do. And the advantage is they got the summers off. Nurses don't get the summers off. If they want to earn the money, then they got to do what it needs to get the money. Bottom line. I know some people won't agree with me on that. They're like, oh, well, well, just brings it to society. One cop messes up, so he's a bad cop. You want to hang all the cops. Well, one teacher messes up. Are they all bad teachers? Oh, no. We got to pay the rest of them, or we're going to go on strike because they're worried about the money more than they're worried about the kids. Use example New York. Anybody from New York listening, but it's true. New York ain't the greatest and all that other stuff. The only people that think you're the greatest is your little minds and the people that keep freaking coming here from other countries because they see it in the movies. Bottom freaking line. Oh, and I agree with that on the special ed teachers because we used to deliver food and stuff to the teachers on a daily basis. As a matter of fact, I was in charge of going to all the schools and delivering the meals to the special ed teachers. And we'd always slide in school supplies and all the other stuff for the kids too to help the teachers out. I mean, the kids would get it directly, the teachers would, and then they put it away and give it to the kids. So the kids thought, oh, the teachers love them so much, taking care of them. Build up the morale and their relationships, which really helped a lot. But, you know, but I think you get the gist of what I'm talking about. I'm not saying all teachers are bad. Only the ones that decide to have relationships with their kids. And you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah, those teachers, yes, they do. Those special ed kids do require more support. And I will completely agree with that. But my thing is, since we're on the teacher thing, why is it there's more women teachers getting in relationships with young kids as young as middle school and having relations with them? What's up with that? Yeah, you'd be surprised how fast $18,000 would go when you got to buy all the freaking equipment. Oh, be charming, hit on that because they're sick-minded people. But how do you weed them out unless you freaking test them? You know. Don't get me wrong. I've seen in the last just this year alone. I've seen a couple. I think it's two stories I've seen where those special ed teachers were abusing the kids, and they got it on video and by witnesses. And yeah, so don't get me wrong. There's ones out there. If you're having a bad day and you have to deal with special ed kids, some of them have really bad special needs. You just need to take a day. You take a freaking holiday or something and call in sick. If you know you're going to be that way, don't think, oh, I'll just tough it out. I ain't that bad. You know, because you can't put your emotions. You can't let anger and all that, especially with the special ed kids. You got to have the patience. Yeah, but I think all private freaking colleges should not get any freaking government grants or whatever else. Period. Why are we giving it to the colleges? It's like, oh, so we can get kids in there. Well, what? there's already grants and all that through the government. The kids and the families can apply for to get the kids in college. So why are you paying the teachers? They're overpaid. They're not teaching what they should be teaching. You know, think about it. Take all those millions away like they did on Harvard. I want to know if they're doing 3 billion every year at Harvard. I mean, I've always been on Harvard. Harvard, oh, it's the most prestigious. Bullshit. I don't know. All the people I met that went to Harvard have never impressed me. Let's just put it that way. For one, they come out with this attitude that their shit don't stink, that they're better than everybody else, and they don't know shit. So, no, and I agree. The IEPs are great. Yeah, my son had to be in, well, one of my sons, since I have twins, one of my sons had to be in the IEP class because he had oh, a problem learning because of the lighting. And man, we were fighting with the state for almost a year till he got evaluated, and even the experts like he should, he was having, he knew the stuff. You ask him orally, he could answer everything. But when it came to actually taking the test, because there always had all the freaking lights on and everything else, his vision would, you know, he couldn't be under freaking the fluorescent lights and all that. That really affected that. I can't remember what they called it, but I had to go to every freaking meeting and really learned about it. But I just don't remember the name because it's been years since he went, and he learned differently. His brother tried helping him too. His mom didn't understand. She thought nothing was wrong with him. He was faking it. It was like, you can't fake that. No. If she'd ever went to one of the freaking meetings, she'd learn. But yeah, so they had to put him in the IEP class where it was like 5 kids in there, all had the same thing, and they'd have real low lights, or they'd have the lights off and the windows open, let the sunlight in only. And man, when you started taking the tests, there he was acing the tests. I mean, so it's a real thing. I mean, yeah, the funny thing with mine, the 2 kids, the one that needed special classes and he took them, stayed in school. The other one ended up GED and out. He had no problems with school and all that. He was just bored. And I tried telling him, no, don't GED out. But his mom's like, oh, yeah, you could do that and you can start going to college. Well, he waited a year. Instead of just going to school, she should have with his friends. He regrets it now. Very smart child as a kid, but, he listened to his mom yet again. She didn't know the school system or anything else. I mean, I went to school. I went through a private school. I was bored. I went to public school. I was really bored. But then I started going to college and high school at the same time. And, that opened my eyes up to a lot of things. So, yep, the light sensitivity, yeah, it is a real thing. And, of course, the glasses we needed to buy them. Yeah. I, yeah, could you afford 5,000 for glasses? Yeah. Unless you're freaking Bill Gates or Elon Musk, you couldn't afford $5,000 glasses. And then every 6 months you had to change the prescription on them. Yeah, so that's 10,000 a year. Yeah. So, needless to say, and that's after you get tested and pay for all the testing and everything else. And when we had to do that, um, we had to go down to Austin because they only did the testing in the capital. So it didn't matter where you lived in the state. You had to drive, had to take a day off, drive, go there, do all that stuff, and then drive back. And then you'd wait until you got results and everything back. They couldn't tell you right there and then, which was kind of, I think, stupid. I think it was just milking the money. Yeah, the majority of the time they do get denied though because of the costs of everything. So we didn't get offered that the state pay for anything. It's just like I wish they would have done that at least for the testing. That would have saved me thousands of dollars just getting all the testing done that was required just to try to get them into these programs. And yeah, that's one thing that was kind of nice because the ex was dead set against it. But she didn't work at the time. I was the one bringing in the money. So it was like, yeah, my money, I picked the bills to pay. And, so now you know why I'm single and I don't plan to get married again because I don't want to put up with crap like that. You can't have common sense to take care of your kids. And yeah, you don't need to be married. You don't need to be having kids. Bottom line. So I've been delaying. Let me look at the recalls one more time because normally. Yeah. Hey, we got B Charmin in here. I want to ask. Hey, B, what's up with that family? They found the last body from that accident. The family that went up to Alaska. I guess they capsized or something or other. They found the body, I think, of the dad or something now. Kind of funny. You were there at the same time all that happened. Hmm. Okay, according to Newsweek, Xi Jinping's daughter faces call to be deported from U.S. So Jinping, I don't know if that's the Chinese dictator's freaking daughter that's here in the U.S. or if that's the North Korean's daughter. Who knows? Hey, sorry, your dad's a dictator. He's in the U.S. Yeah, we don't want you here. Bye, Felicia. Okay, here's a good one from the Washington Post. And excuse me, I'm going to probably cut up his name. Falzan Zeki wins the 2025 Scripps National Spelling Bee in his fourth appearance. Way to go, kiddo. Good job. And here you go. Here's a name you should know. This being reported by healthday.com. Dr. Robert Jarvik. Oh, who's this Dr. Robert Jarvik, Trust? Well, he was the inventor of the first human artificial heart. He died. He was only 79. This being reported by healthday.com 25 minutes ago. And according to sourcingjournal.com, FedEx plans more than 300 layoffs at a Texas facility. Dun, dun, dun. And since we're talking about deaths, New York Post has posted Kool and the Gang's Michael Sumler Dies in a car crash. She was 71. Remember Kool and the Gang? I remember Kool and Gang. Can't think of any songs they sang, but I remember seeing them on American Bandstand and other places. They're a pretty good band. But I haven't heard any of their songs in a long time. Okay, here's one that I believe might have some parts, if not the whole thing. Go to climatecrisis.com. Their clickbait is earthquake risk raise safety concerns for rapid nuclear expansion in the U.S. And I believe, if you actually know the history and where most of the nuclear facilities are, they're in earthquake zones, fault lines. Why? These facilities are not earthquake resistant. It's all about the book. And I can't. I've been waiting for this one story because it has to do with Walmart, but you might just have to Google it. The top 10 canned foods not to buy from Walmart. Most of them are vegetables. So if you Google that, you'll get the meaning of the drift of it. You didn't hear about the family that went to Alaska and they ended up capsizing and they're searching for the bodies? Man, it's been weeks. It's been going on. Okay, B's been out of it. Let's see. B, did you hear about the Spanish trading ship that freaking hit the bridge? It was flying its Mexican flags. I think it was in New York. And turned around and freaking crashed into a freaking vehicle bridge. Oh, you see, you hear about the stuff that involves Mexican food or tacos, but you don't hear about the stuff the people that were in Alaska. Oh, okay. Now, I did see something that Alaska was still searching for people that they owed money to, and they're thinking about raising the amount of the money too. If you just happen to be an Alaska resident, some people go live in Alaska and they leave and they come back. They're the seasonal ones, and they still get a petroleum check. So, if you didn't hear about that, B, you may want to check into the story, see if it affects you in one way or the other. They may have your check, or they may owe you more than what you're getting. Oh, no. I don't shop at Walmart, period. Sorry. That's just my choice. I'd probably buy everything from the convenience store before going to Walmart. That's how bad it is. Go to the gas station, do my grocery shopping instead of Walmart. Dun, dun, dun. Yep. No, I know. And they had a story about it that the state was looking for the residents that hadn't been able to collect their checks. And they're even talking about raising the amount. So I didn't know if you heard that or not. If so, check into it because I'm pretty sure you're a resident, aren't you? You're one of those that has a homestead there, claims residency, but you come spend your warm months in Florida, and then you go back and you feel like it's spring or summer in Alaska. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm just asking. So yeah, I'm still dumbfounded. Oh, you're a resident of Florida. Oh, so you don't get the check. Oh, that sucks. Well, I'm sorry. I thought you were banking all that Alaska money. Damn. Damn. Let's see. What was the other place? Was it North Dakota? No, I think it was Nebraska or Montana. I want to say it was Nebraska. The Apache tribe over there was took the state to court and they lost. The state has been given the green light to start digging up for the copper. I guess there's a big gold copper area there. I really think they need to do a little bit of restrictions on that because I don't mind the mining as long as they put it back to nature and they plant trees and all that when they're done. Don't leave it just scrape the freaking thing and leave it trashed and poisoned where animals can't even live there. So, I'm not trying to be a great big environmentalist, but if you're going to go after the resources, you should clean it up. Like the loggers. Why do you have regulations for the loggers? You cut down 500 acres of, you know, logs so you can make wood byproducts, and then they got to plant trees for the future. Well, how about these other mining companies? They should be doing stuff like that too. It's only right. I'm still a strong believer that the big three needs to clean up Detroit, tear down their decrepit, poisoning buildings that they left there years ago, and of course, out of their own costs. They'd be like, but, you want to do business in that country? No. Hey, there you go. Get the government to take it over and charge the big three freaking taxes out of Kazooie. And, and they get the workers going there with sledgehammers. The ones that need to get a job so they can get food stamps. Yeah. Well, that's cool. I mean, I don't know how much money it is, but I know it's got to be more than $100. So anything you get free from the state for just being a resident, hey, all five of the members, yep. Everybody that's in that family, as long as they claim the resident, yep. I knew that part. Yeah, when I retired, I got offered by the guy that runs the National Guard out there to go full time over there, and then I could become a resident. He even threw that in there. Yeah, you can come live over here. You be part of the National Guard, and you get this nice little check. What's that have to do with the military? No, no. So okay, well, no more recalls are coming up. They're probably showing. Ooh, oh, this Microsoft Edge. Yeah, did you hear the story? It's on Fox News now. Man dies of collision while teaching teen daughter to drive. He was out on a drive teaching his daughter to drive, and of course, she was behind the wheel. They fell off this cliff. Yeah. She received injuries, but yeah, dad didn't make it. Let's just put it that way. Let's look at the stories. According to Money Talks News, Monopoly ditches cash for smartphone banking in the latest update of the game. I thought they did that years ago. Or are you just straight out not putting cash out anymore? I don't know. Oh, here's one. This happened a couple of days ago. ABC News is reporting Rick Derringer, legendary rock artist and music icon, has died. He was 77. And of course, Animal Planet HQ is reporting scientists discover 2.6 million golden eggs near underwater volcano. Yeah, you may want to check the picture out on Animal Planet to see these golden eggs. I wonder what kind of creatures are in it. They can't be fish, surely. Are they mermaids? I'll have to go to Animal Planet and check it out. All right. Well, that's all the news I could find on there. And no more recalls. But of course, as always, when I close the stream out, they drop more recalls. So, all righty. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Oh, wait. I'm checking chat. Sorry. Wow. There's definitely a price difference. But of course, it also depends on how many people are in the state versus how much profit money that they're throwing out everywhere, too. But yeah, I want to thank everybody coming out. The best chat in all social media. Do love you. And I was saying that. Remember to tell your loved ones you love them, even if you're mad at them. You know what's going to happen in 5 minutes, 24 hours. Please be weather aware. We are going to have storms throughout places. I think we may be almost done with most of the storms. Not all the storms in Texas, but most of them. Everything's moved over to Kentucky and everywhere else. And I believe the northern part of the country is going to be receiving weather at least up until Sunday. So, excuse me. That coffee didn't work. I got to start drinking my tea. I want to say, please have a safe, enjoyable, and blessed weekend. And hopefully, I'll see you on Monday. Monday. Yes, it's very good to see all of y'all too. Thank you for coming out. And words of wisdom. As I'm stalling to try to find my closing video. Dun, 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 dun. Never speak out loud when you're trying to do something and you don't want the audience to know what you're doing. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're still here. Cool. All right. I forgot to say, this ain't a funny. It's more of a serious one, but go check out spaceweather.com. We do have asteroids heading towards Earth or nearby Earth. I didn't get to bring up that story, and since I already closed enough the stream, probably a little too late, but check it out. See, is one landing where you live at? Do you need to set up a ring camera to record it in case you get hit? I don't know. Either way, please be safe. Love you. See ya Monday. Monday.